Right, what we'll just do now then is we'll save this document and we'll also export the document and look at the important things that we need to know about that. So if we just go up to File and Save or Save As, this hasn't been saved, so we'll save it for the first time. I'm going to put that on the desktop and I'm going to give it a name, test. Okay, and it's saving it as an InDesign document, INDD. Okay, you can save it as a document or a template. We'll just keep this as a document. If you save it as a template, then it's something that will retain all this content and can be edited again and again. You can use it as a like a basic, well, a template for. I'm going to start again. What we're going to do now is we're going to save this document. So I'll go up to File and Save, and I'm going to save it on the desktop as test1. It's going to be saved as an InDesign CS5.5 document, and it's got little previews of the images inside this document as well. Okay, so I'm going to press Save, and that's that done. What I can also do is I can export the document as it is. And there's various different options here. The two most useful ones will be JPEG, so that you can have a compressed but fully compiled version of this piece of work that you're working on, which you might want to put on your blog, or just send to someone saying, here's a rough version of what I've been working on. So if we go up here, change that to JPEG, press Save, and then it's just asking you about the quality. We'll turn that up a bit. The resolution, JPEG's generally 72 dpi. It's for screen rather than print, so it's converting it to red, green, blue, and there's some other little options in here. Anti-aliasing for the text and embedding a colour profile. If we had a number of pages, then we could select those, whether we had double page or not. We've just got one, so it's just going to save that one. Export. Another useful one would be as a PDF. So we'll go in here and we'll go to PDF for print. And this would be helpful if you're doing something that you want someone to look at. They can have a look at a higher res version of what you've been working on. So we'll go to Save here. And now we've got some different options available to us, saving it out as a Adobe PDF. So we can have it set to high quality print, right the way down to a little emailable one down here. We'll leave that on high quality print. Most of these settings we will ignore. We want to print all the pages. We've only got one. If you had a number of pages, again, you can print 1 to 3 of a 5-page document or whatever. It's going to embed things that it needs for you, like the type and the images automatically. Here it's looking at compressing the images that you're putting in there. Okay, so you might want to experiment with those, and it's looking at different versions of the Acrobat PDF reader in here. So it's always good to go back a few versions to make sure that people can see it, because they might not have the most up-to-date version of the reader. You can switch on marks and bleeds for printing and crop marks. Yeah, so you've got little registration marks, colour bars, etc. They can all be on there. And you could also have it set to use these document bleed settings that we put on at the beginning. So if we've gone over with this, for instance, then it would remember this little red line over here and chop it at that. Output, we'll leave that. Advanced, we'll leave that. Security, you can put a password on it if you want to. And then here's a little summary of the whole thing. Okay, so we'll just press export. It's telling me that there's overset text somewhere in here. That'll be down here where my text filled up this box to overflowing. And for this purpose, I'm not bothered because it's just a little test. But it's good that it gives you a warning of what's happening, so that you can address that. So you could cancel it, go back, fix that, and then go back out to save it as a PDF. Okay, right, so there we go. So that's made that. So if we just have a quick look at these things that it's saved, and I can't do it because of that. Right, new desktop. There's my PDF version. So you can see that it has these document guides on it, colour bars, etc. A little bit of information about the file. Got my JPEG version, which has saved it right up to the edges of the page. And I've got my test InDesign document file here. And there we go. Right, so let's go back to InDesign. Another thing that you'll probably need to do is package this up so that you've got a full version that you could send to someone. You might have chosen some fonts that somebody else might not have, and these images that we've placed in the document, they're not actually part of the document necessarily. Okay, so we need to make sure that they are. So if we go over to this links box up here and have a look, some files will be automatically added to your document, but others won't. And there's no little warnings about anything, so that means that none of these pictures have gone missing and we're just relying on the preview versions. By the way, what we are seeing is a preview of these images. Okay, so sometimes students have complained that their pictures that they worked hard on in Photoshop, when they put them into InDesign, they don't look as good. These are just preview images. Okay, so back to this. There's no little warning signs here, but what we might want to do is make sure that we've collected the whole document together, saved it into a folder so that we can hand it in or give it to somebody to print. Okay, so if we go up to File and Package, here we can save all the images, all the text, the typeface, etc., so that it can be 100% openable on somebody else's computer so that it can be printed or whatever. So the entire publication, it's using 2 different fonts, none of which are missing. It's linking to, it's connected to 5 different images. These are all found. Let's have a look in fonts. It's going to tell us what the fonts are. The images. One of them's embedded and the other ones aren't. Okay, so the embedded one has been placed into the document because it's below a particular size, but these other ones, they're larger, so it doesn't automatically embed them. Okay, so you might want to embed them all. There's some different colours that it's using. If we've got any specific print settings, it will keep them as well. So we'll go back to the summary, and if we just press package, we can add a little bit of a text file with some instructions for whoever's printing it out. File name, contact, address, contact details, etc. I'm not going to do that at the moment, I'm just going to press continue. And then it's going to make a folder, and then it's going to copy all these things into this folder as well. Copy fonts, copy link graphics, update graphic links in the package. Okay, so it's going to tell the InDesign document that these images live within this particular folder, whereas before they lived in this images folder. So I'll just press package. This is just making sure that I own the rights to particular typefaces. Okay, so all of those things are going in there. We go to Finder. There's my little folder that I've just made. There's a little instructions file. There's the test document that we've just made. There's the fonts. Okay, and here are the images. Okay, so that's everything packaged up into one folder, and that's 9 megabytes. Okay, so that's a really important step to bear in mind, just to make sure that you don't lose various parts of your project. If you save your project like that, you can go back to editing it in here if you want to. Or another thing that you could do is you could go and embed these images in your document here. So I just control clicked, I can embed these files, and what that's going to do is it's going to save all of these files within my InDesign document. So it'll make for a much bigger file. Okay, so if I just go and save that now. Oh, let's just show you the before and after. So here it is, 1.3 megabytes. We go here now, file and save as. Let's just call that 2. Okay, so that's popped all of those things inside that document, and there you go. You can see the file size difference because it's had to copy those images into the InDesign file.